to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
All right, you're welcome to a very wonderful Saturday afternoon on SR Television, Asaba, and of course, like I did say, it's Weekend Sports. I have with me in the studio here my sports prodigy, Divine Ogonewemo. You're welcome to the program.
My pleasure to be back here.
Yes, so much to talk about today. We're going to be looking at the European Nations Cup semi-finals that was played during the week. We're probably going to be looking at the ongoing Roland Garros. We'll be looking at the match between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Russia that was played yesterday. It ended 1-1 at the Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow, 75,000 capacity Luzhniki Stadium in Moscow. It ended 1-1 from the match, and of course a lot of positives coming from the team. And we'll look at the fixtures, or rather the results of matches that were played for the European Nations Cup qualifiers, CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers, and of course the South America CONMEBOL World Cup qualifiers that were played yesterday, and the fixtures for today. Tennis will not be left out as well, like I did say, and definitely it's going to be a bumper 30 minutes of sporting like 5-4 it ended. Spain versus France. A lot of people expected, yes, 10 minutes, France had to score 3 goals in the second half. At half time, it was 4 goals to nothing. Very tight match, I tell you. The Spanish were all domineering in that match, and of course they made this French team look very, very ordinary. It was not the kind of match we expected to see, but the most important thing, yes, it was respectable at the end, 5 goals to 4. Sure, if they have added a little bit more time, maybe the French could have equalized. But no doubt, Divine, I'm sure you watched that match, and let's have your analysis of the first semi-final between Spain and France, the Blue of France, and of course the Spanish national team.
Yeah, it was a big game, a game where both teams needed to win to get to the Nations League finals, and a game that met expectations. A lot of goals. They have lots of attacking players for Spain, for France. You look at Mbappe, you look at Lamine Yamal for France, and both of them, they play very well. Both teams showed character, they showed respect, and they showed why they are both called big nations in the world of football. And looking at Spain, you look at Lamine Yamal doing his best for the team. You look at the players they have for Spain, putting in all their best and getting to score the early goals. And you look at France, the French team, they are looking to that. I think the players are feeling too big right now. You look at Kylian Mbappe, you look at what he's been doing. He's not been really fantastic for the France national team, and it's been an issue for them now. But looking at it, it was a good game, and it was a great game of football.
Yes, great game of football. Let's look at the statistics there. The shots of target. We had Spain having 10 of those, France having 10 off target. Spain didn't have 1 shot off target. And of course, the shots on target, France had 9, Spain had 5. The statistics looking more positive for Spain, no doubt. But yellow cards are 4 for France, and you had 2 for Spain. The crosses, 10 for Spain, 15 for France. But what counts most importantly, excuse me, was the goals. That was most importantly. And looking at the lineup was quite an interesting blockbuster lineup. Quality players. Spain came with a 4-3-3 formation. You had Nico Williams, who scored the first goal, Lamine Yamal, and of course, Zabá in the attack. And the midfield had Pedri, Martin Zubinan, Mendy, and Mikel Merino in the middle of the park. And great one defensively. They weren't lacking as well with Una Simon in goal. French, they came with a 4-2 3-1 formation. Great formation with Kylian Mbappe leading the attack, supported by the trident. It was the diamond formation, a trident of Mikel Olise, great Nigerian-born player, Osman Dembele, and of course Desiree Doe, great player. He showed a lot of influence, and but then it showed a lot of influence for PSG, leading into winning the Champions League. But they were not. The Spanish team showed a lot of character, very organized. I must commend you. And of course, the coach is talking about Luis de Fiente for Spain, and Didier Deschamps, longtime coach for the Blue of France, actually came out to say yes, the scoreline was a respectable result, and it showed the character of both teams. The first time that Spain will be defeating France in a very long time, and that was not unexpected. And when you look at the head-to-head of these two teams, it's always been an advantage for them to come with a blockbuster. It's always been a tight game. It's not the first time Spain, though, will be defeating France in a long time, because the last time they won was 2021. We'll come to the next match. But I think it was a great and dominant display. They played in the semi-finals of the Euro Cup in 2024, and Spain defeated France by 2-1. And last time France won was in the finals of the UEFA Nations League in 2021, and that was when they defeated Spain by 2-0. It's been a topsy-turvy. Both teams have met 4 times in recent times. Spain taking 2, France taking 2, until this last meeting that Spain had the advantage. Counting on that, moving forward, we had another great match over the weekend, during the week as well, and that was the blockbuster. Nobody saw it coming. It was, I call it the blockbuster. And of course, the Portuguese, they've never defeated the Germans in almost 25 years or thereabouts. But on that day, we saw an anonymous German team been losing at home to the Portuguese national team, inspired by a certain Cristiano Ronaldo, who actually opened the scoring, and quite an impressive play there. It happened at the Bayern Munich Stadium, the Allianz Arena. Great match, and of course, I must commend the referee in that match, Stanko Vincic from Slovenia, who actually distinguished himself. Now let's look at the stats. Spain, rather Portugal versus Germany, and it's looking mouth-watering. The stats are quite clear. Shots on goal, Portugal had most of the dominance, and of course, it was clear that the Germans didn't understand what hit them. But what's your evaluation of that match, Divine?
I think my evaluation of the match is Portugal were good. They were good enough to win the game. But you look at the German national team, they didn't field most of their best players. You saw Robin Koch, you saw Florian Wirtz playing on, and the German national team was lackluster for me. I don't know the reason why Julian Nagelsmann will go with such players who cannot meet the pedigree of the Portuguese national team. And you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, aging like fine wine, and he has always been there for the Portuguese national team, scoring the winning goal and taking them to the Nations League final. I just hope that he wins it. Maybe if the Portuguese team is good enough in the final, they can get the win and get the cup for Cristiano Ronaldo.
If the team are good enough in the finals, they can get the win. Let's look at the third place. Tomorrow, we're going to be seeing the third place, and the final matches are going to be played tomorrow. And France, of course, and Germany, they're going to be slugging it out. I must let you know the head-to-head between these two teams. The last time these two teams met, it was 2 goals to advantage over France by Germany. It was a friendly. It happened last year. It's always been a friendly. But the last competitive match they had was a Group F match in Euro qualifications for 2020. France defeated Germany by 2-1. 3 times they have met before this encounter. Germany has won 2 times, and France has won once. And we expect that tomorrow is going to be a blockbuster. We expect the coach, Julian Nagelsmann, and of course Didier Deschamps, for France and Germany to bring their best players onto the field. But that's for the top place. My major concern is the star-studded finals, and it's going to be happening at exactly 8 o'clock. And it's going to be quite bust. It's going to be 2 teams that are so close, like Nigeria and Ghana, Spain and Portugal. They're separated by a boundary, and it's going to be a very great matchup. And the coaches are really Roberto Martinez, former coach of Belgium, great, full of experience, is going to be leading the Portuguese. He's revitalized that team against Luis de la Fuente Spanish team. But I am seeing a very tough match tomorrow. Portugal, Spain, the same style of play, the same fluidity, the same passion. Let's look at the head-to-head for these two teams. It's always been Spain advantage, Spain, and some draws. They've met 3 times. The last 3 times they have met, it's been 2 draws and 1 win for Spain. Low scoreline. It's going to be pretty tight, pretty tight. They've met in 6 times. They have met 5 draws. The last 6 times there'll be 5 draws, and it's really going to be quite tough. The last time Portugal defeated Spain was in 2010. It was a 4-0. It was a friendly 4 goals to nothing. So we expect a great afternoon tomorrow. What's your evaluation of these 2 matches?
Just looking at these 2 matches, this match, especially the third place game between Germany and France, is going to be a big game. France and Germany, both 2 teams, 2 nations fighting for at least something to go home with from the UEFA Nations League. And looking at France, they look the better team. Germany are looking lackluster. I don't think their players are doing very well right now. So looking at the France and Germany game, I think France are going to get the win in that game.
France and Germany. Let's look at Portugal versus Spain.
Yes, 2 young teams, 2 nations close to each other, sharing the same almost everything. And you look at the Spanish national team, they have the better team. For me, they have the youngest players. They have a team that is hungry. You look at Lamine Yamal, showing the reason why he's among the Ballon d'Or contenders for this year, and he's looking pretty good. And for the Portuguese national team, you can see Ronaldo keeps carrying that team on his back, no matter what anybody says, whether he's old or not. He keeps on pushing the team on, and looking at the passion that the team is going to have to bring a trophy for Cristiano Ronaldo, I think it's going to be a very tough game. I don't have a prediction for the game, but looking at the Spain and Portuguese game, and I think it's going to be a blockbuster for me.
Blockbuster, since Divine got away, blockbuster for him straight away. And of course, stay tuned tomorrow. The first match, the early kickoff match, the third place match will be starting by 2 p.m. and at 8 p.m. 2 p.m. between France and Germany, and at 8 p.m. is going to be between Portugal and Spain. Yes, if you're just joining us, you're live on SR Television at Saba. You can stream, go to our YouTube page and our Instagram page, Twitter page, wherever on social media you can watch us from. Please just go on. And of course, we have 2 sports programs every week: midweek sports every Wednesday, and of course, weekend sports every Saturday. Now, let's come back home. Yesterday, we had a real great match at the Luzhniki Stadium right there in Russia. 75,000 capacity Luzhniki Stadium. And on the strength Nigerian side held Russia's informed Shonaya to a 1-1 draw in an entertaining friendly. Goalkeeper Stanley Nwabali, defenders Ola Aina and Calvin Bassey, midfielder Wilfred Dede, and forwards Ademola Lukman, Victor Osimhen, Samuel Chukwueze were all absent. Yet the 3-time African champions showed grit and courage in refusing to bow at the packed Luzhniki Stadium that shook now and then as the crowd poured in. In absence of the illustrious forwards, Victor Boniface was given the benefit of a chance to shine, but in the 8th minute, he put too much power in chesting the ball from a cross from Bruno Onyemechi, and the Russian defense was easily let off. 10 minutes later, Semi Ajayi headed away a dangerous-looking pull-out as the host mounted pressure on the Eagles' rear guard, and in the 27th minute, Ajayi unwittingly converted, or rather diverted, the ball into his own net beyond the stranded goalkeeper Maduka Okoye after Victor Miliokin streamed past Bright Osayi Samuel on the right and sent the ball into the box. On the back foot, but unbowed, the Super Eagles continued to knock the ball around while searching for openings in the airtight Russian defense. Rafael Onyedika, Frank Onyeka, and Fisayo Dele Bashiru were resplendent and were resplendent in midfield, and Captain William Trust Ekonga, Jayo Sayi Samuel, and Bruno Onyemechi held in the back firmly. 5 minutes from recess, the Super Eagles got the break they needed to draw level as Dele Bashiru whisked in way past the defenders and came in face-to-face with the inscrutable Matvey Savanov, who won the battle of wits, diverting the ball over the sticks. There was still time for ambiguous Alexander Mostivoy to side net at the other end, even though Okoye had the angle covered. 8 minutes into the second period, Onyedika cleverly broke the Russians' move in the middle and found Kristantus Uche, whose cross made the head of Boniface Safonov was on hand to cuddle the ball. Maskin Osipenko, Alexei Batrakov, and Maskin Glushenkov, and of course, Barinov and Mostovoy all continue to mount pressure on the Nigerian defense, but Okoye and some wayward shooting kept the scoreline at 1. In the 67th minute, Jai came close to redeeming himself when he almost lashed onto the ball from a free kick on the left, but Safonov was again up to the task. Of course, Okoye diverted the ball, and the goal, of course, the goal it came late on. It ended 1-1. But my candid opinion, Nigerians are beginning to be happy about the transformation in the style of play in the Super Eagles, the transition play, the complementary play, the defensive mindset of each and every one of the 11 players outfit, or rather 10 outfit players, and of course the projections for the future. Evaluating this match, and the matches so far played by Chell, and in terms of the quality of matches we used to have and what we have now, give us a standard opinion.
I think for Eric Chelle, he has done his best for the Super Eagles. He's doing his best. You can see the players giving their all on the pitch, even though they are friendly matches. You can see them continue to put their all, playing with resilience, playing with power, moving on like a team, playing fluid football. And I think Eric Chelle has turned this team around, and the team was actually good, but he has come with a mindset, and that mindset makes the players to push forward, makes them to continue on an attack and play as a fluid team. And looking at the goal, it was a gift for Tolu Akorodare, and he slotted it in perfectly, and it was good. A 1-1 draw in a friendly game is not bad for me.
A 1-1 in a friendly game doesn't seem bad for my young sports prodigy. Of course, very friendly, very, very friendly result for me. It's not unexpected. When you look at the quality of the opposition we are taking, Russia has not been competitive for quite a while now, but no doubt. And of course, we're expecting that they would be when they come back into the football fraternities because of the ongoing fight with Ukraine. But let's go to tennis. Yes, female tennis basically. And this is really getting sweeter, sweeter. The French Open 2025 Women's Singles Final. Two very dear ladies to my heart. The venue is going to be Roland Garros. Time is going to be 2 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. And of course, for the first time in 7 years, the best two women tennis players in the world will meet in the Grand Slam final when Arena Sabalenka and Coco Gauff face off at the French Open. These are the two best tennis players, number one and number two. A new women's singles champion will be crowned either way, with world number one Sabalenka seeking a fourth major singles title, and world number two Coco Gauff is second. Gauff, the US Open champion in 2023, finished runners-up in Paris 3 years ago, while two-time Australian Open winner and last year's New York champion Sabalenka is in the first Roland Garros final. The pair have 5 wins apiece from 10 previous meetings before getting head-to-head on court Philippe Coulthard, where the winner will take home 2.5 million euros and about 2,000 ranking points. Sabalenka and Gauff overcame two very different challenges in their respective semifinals. Quite a long narrative, but my concern is this. Interestingly, tomorrow is going to be pretty good. Number one and number two, they are going to be in the finals. So what's your take on that?
Yes, Coco Gauff taking on Arena Sabalenka is going to be a big final. And looking at both women, world number one and world number two, is going to be a big game for them. Both are going to be trying their best to get a singles title and a major at that. So it's going to be a blockbuster. Looking at both women, I think Sabalenka is the best to win it. I think she has done well for herself, and doing well for herself, she needs to show it on the court tomorrow, and she needs to win it.
Yes, and she needs to win it. So you're saying, and of course, the finals of the men will come back just after that. And three-time major champion Jannik Sinner is bidding for the first French Open champion. It's going to be tomorrow at the same Roland Garros, and of course, top seed Sinner teed up the French Open against Carlos Alcaraz that may expected after edging past Novak Djokovic in the team's last 4 contests. Quite an unfortunate one for Djokovic. Djokovic is 38 right now, and of course, he looked emotional as he put his racket bags down on the court of Philippe Coulthard and waved farewell to an adoring crowd. I don't know if we get to this stage next year, but defending champion Alcaraz moved into his second successive Roland Garros final after 8th seed Lorenzo Musetti retired injured in the 4th set of their semi-final earlier on Friday. Sinner playing only in the second tournament back after a 3-month ban for failing 2 doping tests, meets Spanish second seed on Sunday. Quite a pair.
Yes, Jannik Sinner versus the Spanish man. And looking at the both of them, they are both good tennis players, playing very well for themselves. One taking out Novak Djokovic, and looking at the character of Jannik Sinner, he's the top seed. I think he's got to do his best to get the win out of the game tomorrow.
Got to do his best to get the win out of the game tomorrow. Let's look at results of matches that were played yesterday, and of course all over the world. basically World Cup qualifications, international friendlies. You already know the scores for the Nigerian friendly between Super Eagles and Nigeria. Let's look at the UEFA qualifications first round, Group 1, Estonia versus Israel. It's going to be Israel defeating Estonia by 3-1. Norway shockingly defeating Italy at home by 3-0. I know that result will come with a lot of shock, and a lot of people might be expecting, yes, Ireland's triumph. Yes, Ireland actually scored the third goal. But you have to look at Norway versus Italy. And what did it come to you as a surprise?
No, it did come as a surprise. Looking at it in my analysis during the midweek sport, I said that the Norwegian team is quite younger. They have the hunger. You look at them, they have Odegaard, they have Haaland, and you saw those players step up yesterday. And Haaland scoring the third goal, it was expected for me. He was supposed to get a goal against an old and worn-out Italian team. And I think the Italian team, they need to start moving players up from the ranks, bringing them into the senior national team, because the players there now, they're getting old. They are not aging like fine wine. They are just playing there because they have the chance to. And looking at it, the Italian team needs to work on bringing on age grade. You see the Spanish national team continues to invest into their age grade and bringing them on into the senior national team. Lamine Yamal is a product of that. And you see the Italian national team, you barely see those players come on. Sometimes they are looking for players here and there to fit into the squad. A player that does well, a one season wonder, and that's it for the Italian national team. They need to work on bringing on age grade players, good age grade players to the senior national team. Congratulations to Norway.
Norway, congratulations to you. Let's look at Estonia, rather. Okay, there's UEFA qualifications first round, Group J. North Macedonia and Belgium drew 1-1. Wales defeated Liechtenstein by 3-0. The Czech Republic defeated Montenegro 2-0. Croatia defeated Gibraltar by 7-0. And of course, let's look at CONMEBOL. And of course, Ecuador and Brazil, they drew 0-0, contrary to your predictions earlier on. Paraguay shockingly defeated Uruguay at home by 2-0. Of course, Argentina away defeated Chile by 1-0. Colombia and Peru drew 0-0, and Venezuela defeated Bolivia by 2-0. From a few results from the friendlies that were played all over the world yesterday, let's pick a few results. Equatorial Guinea losing at home to Cyprus, and of course to Gambia, rather, 1-2. And we'll look at Hungary losing at home to Sweden 0-2. Senegal and Ireland, yes, I watched that match yesterday. It ended 1-1. A great match. Poland defeating Moldova by 2-0, and Cameroon defeating Uganda by 3-0. Tunisia defeating Morocco by 2-0. Let's look at the fixtures of matches for today. Today, Group G, rather, in the UEFA Champ qualifications, Malta will be taking Lithuania, Finland will be taking the Netherlands. And of course, in Group H, Bosnia will be taking San Marino, Austria will be taking Romania, and in Group K, Andorra will be taking England, Albania will be taking Serbia. Let's look at your assessment of England and your expectations. There will be a way to Andorra.
Yes, England being away to Andorra, it should be a game that the English national team should take it as a day where they will have their slaughterhouse and they are going to slaughter Andorra. But if they can't do that, it's going to be a disappointment for me. Looking at their coach, he's penned a new deal and he's looking to stay. And you see the English national team, they got good players, they got young players in the ranks, and looking at them, they should beat Andorra comfortably well.
They should beat Angola comfortably well. I'm looking like we're coming to the end of our very wonderful program. It's Weekend Sports on Superior Radio and Television, Asaba Studios. And of course, we sure going to be coming your way during the week. Sports is always the panacea that can take away so much problems we are seeing in this our great country, Nigeria. I want to continue to wish the Super Eagles the best of transformation, and all our viewers on all platforms all over the world. We want to appreciate you for connecting to SRTV. Of course, we'll keep getting you informed, entertained, and of course, educated. Divine Ogenewemu, thanks for coming on the program.
My pleasure to be here.
Yes, when I call upon you again, we're going to be here on Wednesday. Sure. Bye-bye.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26th, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website, Superior